Okay, so I'm going to make a video because I was live a bit ago talking about Manson and his warrant for his arrest in New Hampshire. Sadly, but it might not be such a negative thing. This is what I'm trying to figure out in my stupid little head. So I don't know if the live was glitching or it wasn't. So just in case, this might be kind of tedious if you already watched the other video because I'm going to talk about the same thing. I look the same. I just put my hair down, this is what happened late at night. Okay. So the chick that accused him at the end of May. She accused him in 2019. Okay. But in May, we because everybody was just hitting it, we heard about this case. She went to work at his concert in 2019 in New Hampshire, which is in the East Coast. Laws are different. If this happened in California, it might not have been. She might not be given the time of the day. But okay, just, everywhere is different, and I'm not putting anybody down. I'm just saying that there's some places that are more conservative than others, and they're just are quick to make decisions against somebody like Manson. This is the thing. She made the accusation in 2019. She filed a report. Filing a report is different than pressing charges. This is what people need to understand. They put it there in the media, and the newspapers, the magazines, and the websites on Instagram. They're treating him already like he's a criminal, like he's already in jail, and he's not. He has not committed any crimes yet that we know of. We know what he's been accused of. An incident is not assault. I keep saying it over and over and over. Okay. Battery and assault is a misdemeanor, and it's a class A in New Hampshire. I don't know if it's a class A in a different state, but it is considered bad. This is the thing. When she filed a report in 2019, she told the police officer she didn't go to court. Okay, she didn't try to get in contact with his people. She didn't push the subject. She was not so traumatized by it because she filed the report. She went to file the report at the police station, like anybody can do it, and then she dropped it. And that's why we never knew about it. If this was a big deal, this would have been all over the damn place, right? In 2019. So Manson and his attorney, this is my theory, they never got word from it, and they kind of brush it off. Because when somebody makes a report but they don't press charges, the police, which is what they're supposed to do, they brush it off. And I tell you why. There's no time and energy to be put on people that whine about every tiny little thing, and they don't have what it takes to press charges. But they go to the police station and they say, oh, I want to file a report at the coffee shop next door because I burned my hand when I was drinking their coffee. You know how many times I hear stupid BS like that? So the police didn't pay attention to it. But now, because the witches and the coven, not COVID, the coven of witches, and all the false accusations and all that, now is like the right time to jump in the train, right? So this is what this lady did. I can say that it was smart for her to do that. I can also say it's kind of dumb, because I don't know how she's going to prove that he actually spit on her several times. At the same time, how could he prove that he didn't do it? Which I always say, that's the logistic here. It's a big problem that happens all over the place, but especially with people like him, that we already have a preconception of him. Not me, but Midwest America, everybody else, not the YouTube people, they have, he's prone to have people hating on him, and this has been happening since the 90s. So he's going to be arrested for this. It's going to kind of bleed through the other thing in a negative way, or it might be a good way to kind of, look better. And I know that he has nothing to be sorry about, and he has nothing to. I know, but what I'm saying is I'm trying to be logical, even if it sucks, and not admit that she's right, but kind of go with it. What I meant by that is go with it. So by the time that he gets to the sexual assault accusations, which has nothing to do with 2019 in New Hampshire, maybe he would just look better than all this hot mess that is going on. I still think he's innocent. This has not changed my mind. I have not changed my mind about Manson because this lady is accusing him of spitting several times. What's messed up is that she changed her. They changed the way they say things so people don't catch it. But we're not dumb anymore on the internet, and we catch it, and just like I catch it, y'all catch it. Everybody's catching up to the way that the media is trying to present him as he's already a criminal. I'm telling you something. The guy has zero record. You go and Justin Bieber, whatever. I don't know, Lindsay Lohan, Paris Hilton. I don't know. Just for saying a few people. I don't hate any of these people. I'm just saying they all have record. They have DUIs. They have possession of cocaine. They have something. There's nothing on Manson. He was never in prison. He was never in jail. So what I'm trying to say is that it seems like they're trying to paint a picture for when they go to the court with Ashley and Esme and Evan and all that. Then there's already a horrible perception of him. And this is more of the agenda and the BS. I can't say this lady in New Hampshire has anything to do with the Me Too agenda. It doesn't seem like she does. I think in the beginning she just wanted money. She wanted the $35,000 she requested. And because they brushed it off, she didn't request it again. Obviously she hasn't been so traumatized by it. Otherwise she would have done, more of a rumpus about it. He should have gone everywhere, in every channel, in every internet outlet, and say he did this to me, he spit on me, but she didn't do it. So I can't really believe that after 3 years this is so important to her. I really can't, and that's just the thing. Okay, so I have here, I just made my hot chocolate, which is always very important. I am reading, it's just crazy because I'm reading what she said and what everybody said in May 26th. Okay, it's not that far off. And okay, just gonna read it again. I know I read it somewhere, but I'm gonna read it again. So the department added that Manson, as well as his agent and legal counsel, have known about the warrant for some time, and the Manson has made no effort to return to the state to answer the charges. Yeah, I don't think that's true. But, okay. Marilyn Manson's attorney, Howard King, called the police department the claim ludicrous and silly in a statement to USA Today, but added that he and his client remain committed to cooperating with authorities in New Hampshire. This did not say that he's going to jail, okay? His lawyer said, we're going to cooperate. Okay. They're not admitting to anything, which is very good. We're going to cooperate, which is the best thing you can do when you're blamed on something that you didn't do. And you for reals, your heart, you didn't do it. The best you can do is not go like, oh my God, I didn't do it. You're going to say to the cops or to whoever that you're going to cooperate. Okay, that is very smart. Because the worst thing you can do is react. And he's been really, really cool at not reacting. I don't know how the hell he's doing it. Maybe he's doing meditation every day. His wife is pretty cool and she's very supportive. I don't know how, but I would probably have reacted a long time ago. But he has not have any negative reaction for months, nothing, and that is pretty. I respect that a lot. So his lawyer pretty much is not reacting either, and is saying that they're gonna cooperate. Okay, but this is in May. And then his lawyer, his name is Howard King. I'm sure we're gonna know more about that guy a lot more about him. He said, "It is no secret to anyone who has attended to a Marilyn Manson concert that he likes to be provocative on stage, especially in front of a camera. Remember, this lady was doing a job. She wasn't a fan. She was in front of him because he was recording his show. Who knows to put it where? But she was, as a formal, as a professional, okay? Not some fan that jumped the stage and got spit on. No, she was there as a job. So she had to be close to the stage if she wanted to make a video of him, right? Okay, that's why she got and by spit by accident. Okay. This misdemeanor claim was pursued after we received a demand from a venue biographer, woman, of course, for more than $35,000 after a small amount of spit came into contact with her arm and her camera. Small amount of spit, her camera, and her arm. This is really what I think it happened. She's there, and then like it goes on her lens, and then it goes kind of on her. That's what I think, and that's what probably everybody thinks. That's probably what happened. After we asked for evidence of any alleged damages, no evidence, we never received a reply. This is why we don't know about it. If this was such a big deal, we've been talking since 2019. Hey, dude, remember when Marilyn Manson spit on that lady and he had to spend time in jail? But we don't know because really they didn't make a big deal. Because the way it happened wasn't enough for her to press big charges. That's why they brushed it off. That's what I think, my opinion. According to law enforcement, Manson was performing at the Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion outdoor amphitheater. Okay, so it was outdoors. How did she be so close? How? Anyway, on August 2019, when the allegedly assault, I don't think it's an assault, occurred. The alleged assault, which authorities say were not sexual in any nature, involved a biographer in the stage pit. She was the pit, of course, who was subcontracted to film the show by New Hampshire, some type of show there on the stage. Class A misdemeanor. That's the part that sucks. In New Hampshire, can carry a possible jail sentence of less than 1 year and a fine of $2,000. Well, we had $2,000, right? That's no big deal. In addition to this latest charges, the musician has been accused of assault. They have to put it here. They got to put it here. I am not going to even say the name anymore. You know who I'm talking about. The sexual battery, the sexual assault, and the human trafficking lady and all that. And they have to put it here. They have to put it on the article. So if you are, my grandma, well, actually my grandparents know about Manson, but if you are just a regular general folk out there person, you read this, right? And you read about the spit, and then actually in the next page, on the same page, you read about the sexual assault. Put it all together, this guy's a monster. This is the reason they're doing it this way. Marilyn Manson former assistant sues him for sexual assault. Okay, I'm not on that. Nope. Anyway, because I'm not reading about those women. This has nothing to do with them. Okay, so biographer, we don't even have the name for some reason. She doesn't want to show her face or her name. I don't know. She's really scared of the fans going crazy on her Instagram or something. So okay, you working, taking pictures or video of musicians. Okay, you work for an agency, probably, right? Probably an agency. That's kind of how it is here in California. I don't know, but I'm sure it's pretty much the same. So the agency, kind of imagine it's a temp agency. They send you to jobs, okay? And one day it could be Radiohead, and you're gonna be like there, bored up your ass. And one day it can be something super jumpy and kind of crazy like Manson. It is her fault that she did not research the talent that she was gonna cover. It is her fault that after she researched it, or she knew, because everybody knows him, she still went. not only did she went, but she was in the pit, really close to him. It was the only way to take a good short video or whatever the length was of him. Probably there was all the press next to her, but nobody's saying that they got spit. That's another thing nobody talked about. How come nobody's saying how come the spit was only on her? Yeah, I just don't buy it. None of us buy it. So her story in the end of May of this year was that she was so shocked by it. Yeah, what do you expect, right? That she stopped what she was doing and ran to her house, told her husband. And the next day or whatever day after that, she went and filed a report. Like I always say in every video, anybody can file a report. That doesn't mean you're winning anything. You file a report. From that, you have to go and get a restraining order. If you really mean business, like Amber Heard did with Johnny Depp. And then from that, you press charges. Filing the report is not the same as pressing charges. So what happens is that she filed the report. She didn't follow through. And the police officers were like, screw her, we don't have time for this shit, which I think is great, good for them. And maybe word got to his attorney that this was happening in 2019, but they brushed it off because they thought that the either wasn't true or that she was just gold digging and trying to get $35,000, which I don't know for what. Because I don't know, her camera got so wet with spit that it got ruined, and getting a new camera cost $35,000. I don't know how she got that freaking number, but whatever. This got brushed off under the rug. Now that everybody's on him for the different reasons, this woman, but shameful of a human, comes up on him and takes on the train and jumps on the train and try to get not only money out of him but now get him arrested. And I think it's a big without getting too into the rabbit hole, it's a big show, no pun intended. So they want to make him look like an asshole. Not only he assaults women in his bedroom, but also he assaults ex-bandmates and all these stupid people like Trent Reznor and all that talking shit. But also he spits on people. It's like, like I always say, he's been accused of so much stuff and so much nonsense since the 90s. He brushed all that off and kept going. So I think this is going to be one of those things that it might take a little bit, but he's just going to eventually keep going, and it's going to be all good eventually until the next bullshit happens. He's a very easy scapegoat, just the same with Johnny. Very easy, eccentric artist, substance abuse issues. Very easy to hit on people like that, and it's sad because instead of hitting on them, we should be having, helping them out. But for some reason, that's kind of how humans gold digging works. And gold digging is not just from your wife; it can be from anybody. So she's asking for She asked for $35,000 in May, and she said in May that he spit. She was on the pit, which is fucking stupid. Of course she was. Nobody else got spit on. So I don't know how he just aimed at her and did it, or other people got spit on and they didn't say anything because they're not a bunch of wimps. So she said she got spit on, and then she got spit on the camera, and some got on her arm. Remember, she said that in May. Well, look what she's saying now. They're saying something different. Might be a little different, but to me it's a big there's a big stretch from what they're saying last month, what they're saying now. So right now, I hate this tablet. So what they're saying is, New Hampshire, Marilyn Manson active arrest warrant. Issue for alleged 2019 assault. New Hampshire police seeks a singer over spitting allegations involving a biographer, which a Manson attorney dismissed as ridiculous and ludicrous and silly. Yeah, for reals. New Hampshire police have published a warrant for the arrest of Marilyn Manson of 2 counts. I don't know how they went from that 1 to 2, but for 2 counts of simple assault regarding an incident involving a biographer at a concert in August 2019. A warrant for his arrest was issued in October, but despite repeat notifications, this is the part that I really don't believe, that I think is part of what they want you to believe. Manson had not returned to New Hampshire to answer the charges. Because it probably wasn't really a big deal. It wasn't really brought to him as a big deal. That's probably why they didn't take care of it. And she didn't insist on it either. She dropped it. So what will you go and say, oh yeah, I did this, here I am, arrest me, if the person dropped it? It's freaking ridiculous. Howard King, the lawyer for Manson, told the police that a venue photographer has asked for more than $35,000 after a small amount of spit came into contact with her arm. After we asked for evidence, any alleged damages, and we never received a reply because she didn't produce any evidence for us. That's Howard King, Manson attorney, saying that. She never produced the evidence. It's really impossible to produce that type of evidence, first of all. I mean, like, what are you going to do? Like, the DNA of the guy in your arm? Like, it's ridiculous. Unless you have witnesses that everybody was getting spit on or abused in any way, then maybe, but she doesn't have that. So he described the claims as ludicrous and silly. He said, we remain committed to cooperating with authorities as we have done through. Yeah, good one. That's what we want to do. We want to cooperate, right? Even if it's BS. Police officer told the New York Times that the department was publishing the warrant simply because we've been attempting to clear the warrant since it was issued, with no response from Manson or his team. I don't think that's true. But maybe there's a miss. It could be like a clerk type of situation there, that somebody made a mistake. Or it may be for sure that they didn't really know how to go about it, and she didn't press and push it, which if she was traumatized and he totally broke her equipment, she would have pushed more, I think. I would have. In light of all the allegations, boom, they had to put it there. We know when I'm going to read it. I'm not going to read the other later because we know. I'm not going to read the article the way they want me to read it. So I'm going to jump. And February Manson formed up. No, I'm not reading from the witches. Manson had probably done the churches. The special. God, it's more about Evan than it's about the spinning. It's crazy. We're talking about this. We're talking about putting a guy in jail. And why do I have to read a chunk on the women? And now they're talking about Black Lives Matter and Me Too movement. Oh my God, these people suck. It's the Guardian should be better than this. Okay, anyway, so now she's saying that he spit several times on her. I mean, it was one or the other, you know. So Marilyn Manson, well, I'm just reading from CNN, which I like better. Marilyn Manson will turn himself into police to face assault charges stemming from a 2019 incident in New Hampshire. Manson will report to the Los Angeles Police Department. Oh my God, this is hard to me. As a part of an agreement between New Hampshire officials and the Manson attorney. Okay, agreement. That doesn't mean that he's going with things behind his back and his head down. Oh my God, dramatic. This is an agreement. They're trying to cooperate. They're trying to get a deal. It's an agreement. It's not what you imagine the movie, somebody getting arrested. So it might not be so over the top and so traumatizing for anybody. Because I think it sucks. But I'm trying to be logical. I'm trying to kind of downplay it a little bit so I don't get upset. Because I'm fucking mad. Anyway, Manson, whose name is Brian Warner, yeah, we know. Officer previously told CNN the biographer who was contracted by a New Hampshire-based company, so she had a contract to go work his concert. She was there by her own will, right? So, not assault. Was located in the stage pit area, really close to him when it happened. The charges carry a possibly jail sentence or less than 1 year and $2,000 or more dollars, according to the police officer. I don't know if it's the same everywhere, but I have a feeling that this happened on the West Coast. I don't know if they would even give attention to it. But everything is meant to be for a reason, I guess. I want to think like that. I don't know what was meant to be for Evan to hook up with Manson. That was not, everything happened for a reason. That was bullshit, the universe. But I do believe that this could be some positive, could be can come out of this. So, this is the dealio. She went from spitting on my camera that it got on my arm. She never said that she had to quit her job, her agency, because she was traumatized. She never pressed charges over. She did it only once, over and over and over. She didn't seek legal help, but she didn't seek emotional, mental health help. She didn't produce any evidence to demonstrate for the last 3 years of what the hell happened to her. So if I was, his lawyer or his team or his assistant, I'd be like, dude, so this lady's here in 2000 in New Hampshire, and she said you did this. Well, you probably did, right? Yeah, you spit on the camera. We're going to do two things. We just ignore it. We wait until she gets tired of it. We wait, we put it. And then she got tired of it, and she didn't touch the subject until now. That's why it was put and brushed it off. Not because they're evil and they don't care about what a woman has to say, which is what they want you to think. They want you to think that he's irresponsible, he's an asshole, and that he got all this people traumatized and all these people he spit on, and he didn't give a fuck about them. No, I do think that if he knew that this was a charge, he would have taken care of it. Well, he's smart. He would have taken care of it in 2019. But he didn't know there was such a big deal because he probably doesn't even remember the name. I mean, not the name, the face of the hair of that lady that he spit on her camera. So see what I'm saying? How they changed the wording from in less than 2 weeks they changed it to the end of May should come up with this, and right now we are at the end of June, and now they're going to arrest him. Now there's a warrant and they're cooperating. It doesn't mean that he's gonna go straight from his house to jail. It doesn't mean that. It means they're gonna cooperate and they try to work it out, and if the working out happens to be give this lady the $35,000, as much as I hate to say it, I might just let it be. I think in the big picture of things, for the greater good of him and this whole mess that he's on with all these women, maybe doing something like this will look more wholesome and better. I am not of the idea of just sitting there and admitting to something you didn't do just because you want a less sentence. I hate the legal system does that to people. And you go like, well, maybe if I say something not so bad, maybe I can get like it's bullshit because everybody lies, just so they can get less punishment. So I think it's a really bad system. It's a mindfuck because you did the crime. What are we giving you less punishment? Oh, because it helped people found the bodies. Okay, so I'm never going to. I have many problems at work when I can't even read a process on somebody that, let's say it's not Manson, let's say it's somebody else. When a person goes like, well, I got hurt and I filed a report. Well, did you press charges? No. Well, did you got a restraining order against Manson? No. Would you go to the doctor to see if you hurt? Did you go fix your camera? No. Well, girl, you don't have nothing. You don't have nothing. But for some reason, because they don't want to make him seem like a criminal, more than already doing that, his lawyer probably does not want a reaction. He doesn't want him to react. He's been really good at not reacting. His lawyer's been really chill at not reacting in a negative way. So the best way to not react and to cooperate and look good for what is gonna come eventually will probably be surrender to this. I hate that word, and I hate to think that he had to. I think he had to at this point. I have a feeling that he's gonna have to. And it's not. It's a bummer. It's a loss for us, and that we care. But at the same time, it's like if he goes to New Hampshire and then he goes to LA, he gets arrested in LA, probably for like a couple months or so. That is gonna give people time, and it's gonna give his lawyer time to just draft good case against the COVID, and defamation will be great. I don't know how much people have to pay when they are accused of defamation, and I don't know if it's a lot of money, but what it's gonna be a lot of shame. Nobody's gonna go on your Instagram as me and Evan. Nobody's gonna care about your Twitter. That's gonna be a lot of shame. So if he had to go through this thing with the spitting to win on that, let it be. That's what I'm trying to say. But let's not forget that there's a difference here from spitting on somebody's camera and accident incident happens all the time. Got her arm. To what she's saying now is that she's saying that there's 2 counts because one was the arm and another one she looked at her and spit on her several times. But she didn't say that a month ago. And if she spit on her several times, why that's not on the first report in 2019? It's too much BS, so much of it. So you don't know where to start, and it's super cool. It's amazing that they're not being reactionary and they're not reacting and going crazy and throwing a tantrum. Manson and the lawyers, and they're keeping it cool because you didn't do it. The best thing you can do is to act like you're going to cooperate, even if you know it's bullshit. And the worst thing you can do is take off, leave the country or hide somewhere and not make yourself available for the police. Best thing you can do is make yourself available and cooperate. Cooperate, man. I mean, it just sucks. I do not want to see him in jail. I don't want him to even give her the $35,000. I think it's bullshit, especially with no proof. He's been spitting and dumping and sometimes throw things at people throw things at himself forever, for decades. That I think that she should have known where she was going to and who she was gonna work for before she got there. Especially being a woman, so all those Manson fans are just big and and you can get hurt. I know I did. I got hurt a lot in Manson shows, like bloody noses and shit, that I didn't blame anybody for it but myself. So it happens. Sometimes you lose your bag and your credit cards and your phone, and it's the worst thing can happen. I'd rather have a bloody nose than lose all my shit. And then, because you were dancing in the concert in the pit, and who are you gonna blame? There's things that happen. The difference between assault, battery, and incident is accident, okay? Things that just happen and you have no control over it, and the other person also have no control over it. It's just something that happens by chance. Assault is the definition of assault is something that has been done to you against your will. You were not put in there by your own will because you want to be there. You were there because you want to be there, and then you got assaulted. But if you were there because you didn't want to be there and then you got assaulted, that's real assault. Example, if she was all the way in the back, she was a fan, and she was all the way in the back, and for some reason she got dragged from the front and she didn't want to, and she was kind of forced to be in the front, and then he spit on camera, that is different. But she was by her own will, thinking straight, that her job was calling her to do that, and the front, getting the spit on the camera, on the arm, that already makes it not assault in my eyes. But New Hampshire is different, and the ideas they had about him, and they still have, and it's sad that everything just comes together in a way that it shouldn't, but it does. You can't even read like this type of thing that I was reading without them, whoever them is, putting a little thing about the sexual accusations. They put a little thing, and we're reading about this bit. We're not reading, but they just put a little thing. They just do that. So in this video, I'm not going to talk about her, about the fetish model, and about the other one that works in that annoying show. And I'm not, because to me, I care more about Manson losing his freedom, being in jail, than I care about these people. Tomorrow I'm going to make another video, and I'm just going to have fun. And well, it's never really fun to just listen to liars, and just put together a bunch of clips from Evan Richard Wood and the nonsense that she's been saying for 15 years, from the Lolita nonsense to the bisexual nonsense to the single mom nonsense to the Me Too nonsense. I'm just gonna have it all together, and it's gonna be a blast, because she's been saying so much stupid shit, like she got no filter. I got no filter, but I'm on YouTube, who cares? She got no filter. She should have. I think I have more filter than she does. Anyway, so, the jokes that she's making, really poor taste. And the way she always talks about her sexual orientation, and how every time that she's with a partner, she just kind of becomes a person, and she dresses like them and all that. And it's going to be fun, because I'm going to roast her. We're going to have the roast of Evan Richard Wood. Which I thought that it would be kind of cool to do a roast. I've done that once only, but I never done it like on camera. It would be kind of cool. And nobody's gonna get offended because it's her, and if she's not gonna watch it, so who cares? And just roast her to dust. On interviews, on articles, on music videos, or anything. But until that happens, and that's going to be like the little fun that we're going to have this week, to just not focus so much on the jail time. And I don't think the whole thing is negative. I think the fact that they're using good words and they're surrendering and they're cooperating just show how calm and how chill they are. And it shows a good picture, a good image of him, that he might not be this monster they're saying to be. I know he's not. But for New Hampshire and for the, middle, East Coast, Middle America, people that don't know about him that much, they don't watch, they don't know. They might be a little bit on his side, or they might think a little bit better of him if they see him in jail. It sucks. It sucks that the human brain works that way. But maybe it will. So he has, I think, 2 months, and in 2 months I don't think he can produce evidence that he didn't do it. And she should be treated the same way, but for some reason, I don't know if because she's a woman, or because she's a resident of New Hampshire, or because she's a normal, woody, wholesome person, and he is Marilyn Manson, I think it's been treated, it's not equal at all. Um, she was there by her own will, not forced, not tied down, not assault, an incident. And yeah, she can say, well, that incident got me all messed up, and I lost that job, it got me all messed up, and I was angry, and okay, and we can listen to you, but just using those words, assault, 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 and then people start reading about the other assault because they put it all together in the same article. They're very smart the way they do things. So let's see. Touching my hair all the time. I'm sorry. It's so long. How long it is. I gotta cut it. I have to cut it from all the things I have to do. Yeah, all my Britney videos. I know it has to do with Manson, but in my crazy demented head, I find similarities from Amber and Manson and from Britney, and I find what real abuse looks like and sounds like, and it was heartbreaking to listen to her. I knew this. I wasn't surprised. I was proud that she finally did it, and it would be great if Esme and Evan have a talk with Britney, so Britney can tell them what real abuse is. And the reason I say it's related is because it's the music industry, and the industry is shady and it's dark, and they're gonna put you up and they're gonna shook you down, and that's what Manson management and friends and everybody then drop him. They did. They put him up, and then they crash him down in the moment that he needs them the most, and that's kind of what happened to Britney back in 2008, and then we know what happened after. So it is a form of abuse that is actually abuse. That's what I brought it up. So people can see that abuse, women get abused. So I'm not sitting here saying women never get abused, only believe men. No, there's plenty of stories of real abuse, especially in the industry. The Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, all that shit is evil. And it's popping out all over the place, and it's awful. It's really, really sad, really. But yeah, I'm just not gonna read her testimony unless somebody asks for it, and I have it right here. I can read it. I can make an accent and read it the way she reads it, or we can listen to it. It's not long. It's pretty cool because she reduced 13 years to 25 minutes, which I think is pretty cool. And she is not that dumb. She seems quite intelligent. She's talking so fast though, because you do that when you're nervous, and when you're mad and have that anger. I imagine if Manson has to testify, he will be talking like that too. Is that bleed of like, I didn't do this, somebody else did this to myself. So but Manson, the best thing he can do is cooperate and do what they told him to do. And I know that's gonna be suck. It's gonna suck, and it's gonna be difficult because of the way he is, and shit it'd be difficult for me, and I'm not him. But it would look better, and in the big picture of things, it might actually work for our benefit. I still think it's bullshit. I still think he didn't do it. I still think that the biggest proof that we have now that he didn't do it is she changed the way she's wording stuff, and she changed it. She changed it from the arm of the camera to the jump to the arm to several times on her face. She changed it, and I just can't believe when people that flip-flop in the pancakes like that. She's gonna say probably that she changed it because she was scared of him. Wait, that's how that's gonna happen. And I think maybe for him to just go there and get it over with. Excuse me, it's the thing to do. I hate to say it, and he probably hates it too. Unless we can fight and he can fight, and just the universe just put a big bucket of proof on his night table, and we can actually have something on her. Either she was a crook or she's a crook, or this is not the first time that she does this type of thing. Maybe she has a criminal past. I don't know. Maybe. Another thing about him is that he has no record. Like, they are pop singers and actors and wholesome actors that have DUIs and domestic violence and mug shots for everything you can imagine. Whatever, drinking outside in the public or driving high. Manson does not have one. You put his name on the thing, you're not gonna get hits. A hit is when you at work, when you put a person's name and exactly you're gonna put the first and the middle and the last name, and you don't get hits. You might get there's different type of hits. You might get some like hits. They are like, oh well, this guy owns child support, put video, and you might get hits. They are important, and they're like either crime or drinking or selling drugs. You get hits from people a lot from drug dealing, and then it's like, well, no, this guy was booked on the police station for drug dealing, and then he got out, but then he did something else, and then he was back, and then that's why he's staying there. So I think for Manson, if he can actually look good for doing this and just let it go and just ride the wave and not be one of those guys that doesn't want to deal with it, escape from the situation, leaves the country, fights it, reacts. He got plenty of opportunities to react. I don't know how he's doing it. To react to all to the nonsense that these people that he used to love are saying about him. He had not a negative reaction, not even once. And I have to respect that. It's pretty cool. I don't know if he's meditating or taking an anxiety meds or chewing on sage. I don't know what he's doing, man, but he's so calm, and his team seems calm and great, not aggressive. Because sometimes lawyers are aggressive, like Johnny Depp's lawyer. He's a bit of a shark in a good way. This guy seems cool. It's the best you can do. Sometimes it's not to say anything, even when you are innocent. That's the system, and this world it runs like that. It runs like that. It's she said, he said. No evidence, physical evidence, no technical evidence, no nothing got broken, nothing got tainted, no DNA, nothing, nobody got cut. Something, if she had a cut, for example, if he spit on her and elbowed her on something and she fell and she got a cut, something like that, she would have a bigger case. But nothing, there's no cuts. I mean, I got nosebleeds, I'm telling you. And it sucked. I went home mad as fuck that I went to see Marilyn Manson and other people, and all I got was a nosebleed. But I was there by choice. And assault is defined by something that happens to you when you are either not expecting it or you're not in a situation on your own will, and then you try to escape the situation and the situation keeps happening. She didn't escape the situation. The situation didn't happen ever again. Manson didn't go to her house and keep spitting on her. One. Second one, she was there on her own will. She was not dragged there. She was working there. More goodwill and will. You can't get more will than working. If it was like, well, I was there and I was in the back and my friends told me to get in the front and the pit, and then I got spit and it's my friend's fault. No, she wasn't the pit. She was working. So not only speaks horrible of her as a biographer and as an unprofessional person that leaves the job, but now she's a liar, and that's why she doesn't even want to put her name or her face out there, because she knows that we're gonna go. It's gold digging, anything they can get $35,000, $2,000, $10,000. These people, anything is good, anything for them. So if he gave her the $35,000 and not doesn't go to jail, that's good. But I have a feeling that he's gonna have to present himself and do some type of deal and close it, and just close this thing and have the clarity to deal with the next thing, which is the big thing. And glad it seems like he has a good head on his head. Like, he seems healthy. He seems like the lawyer is pretty chill. I would be freaking out if people are telling me I did things I didn't do. I'm the type of person who I get really mad with injustice, but even at home, even silly stuff like, you got my earbuds. I'm like, no, I didn't get your earbuds. These aren't yours and they're mine. Yours are somewhere on the bed. No, you got my earbuds. Something like that. And I know for sure that I didn't, that these are mine. I'll go. We will go at it for hours. Not violent, but I'll win. I will ask you everything that you did that day with the earbuds, to the point that we're gonna find the earbuds, and I didn't have them. You did, because I don't like people winning on something that I didn't do. So I have to lose for them to feel better. So Manson have to go to jail for the system to feel better about, oh, we put Manson in jail. Yeah. That's how I feel. It's like, I'm not gonna say I did something I didn't do, and that I know I didn't do it because I can see it in my face. I can see it's an object. He knows for real that he didn't do it. He says, yeah, he admits that he spit on her, but it's not. It was once, and the other ones that were working there at the pit, they will say something. If they want some money from him, don't you think they will be going like, yeah, yes, he did it to me too, and he did it to me. Me too. Me too, the spitting victims. Anyway, this is exactly what I say in the live video, but I'm doing it this way because sometimes when I go live, it gets so glitchy, and probably it's horrible to watch glitchy people talking. I mean, my light and everything is bad enough already, but so I'm going to upload this, and if you see that you're listening to the same shit, you're not tripping. It's because I'm saying the same thing. So anyway, thank you so much, and stay safe out there. Don't believe everything. Let's just pray or whatever you do, and send the universe energies that everything is going to be alright, and if it's meant to be, and if it's the right thing to do for the big plan for him to surrender, then cool. Then we have to accept that, and we have to accept that his lawyer has a good plan. I already surrender to that idea, and something good can come out of it. No big deal. And he's gonna look good, and she's gonna look like a liar, because this is usually how these things happen. Somebody, the moment we know her name and we know her face, we're gonna get her on social media, and somebody's gonna get to the point that she's gonna spill the beans and say, well, no, Manson didn't really spit on me that bad. It's gonna happen. Don't worry about it. These things always go like this. They always come out. And if it takes to give her the $35,000 for her to shut the hell up, then do it, dude. Anyway, so gonna go to bed. Good night.